Hi guys, my name is Noel and you are welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to make this video very short, so I'm gonna go straight into the topic for today. So I want to talk about the Luxembourg student visa application, or should I say Luxembourg temporary authorization to stay application, the bank statement challenges. Okay, so one of the crucial documents that you have to present when you're making your application for the temporary authorization to stay to come to Luxembourg to study is that you have to present a bank statement. So I'm going to share with you what you should pay attention to when you are sending this document as part of your application for the Luxembourg temporary authorization to stay. Now, you have to know that apart from having the required amount of money in your account as a proof of fund, you have to also prove the authenticity of the bank statement you are submitting. So I'm gonna explain to you today what you should be conscious of when you are submitting your bank statement if you're applying for Luxembourg student visa, or should I say temporary authorization to stay. Okay, now as a disclaimer, I am not affiliated with any authority on this matter. I'm not working for any agency. The information I'm sharing here is based on my research and on my own personal experience, and they are just for information purposes. If you want to make inquiry about visa processes, please contact the appropriate authorities. Now, you need to understand that you cannot spend the whole energy, the whole hard work after you secure the admission at the University of Luxembourg, and then you applied for your temporary authorization to stay, and then you make this mistake with your bank statement, which is going to affect all the whole process. So that's why I'm going to adhere strictly to these bank statement challenges in this video. Now, first of all, you need to show evidence that you have the required amount of money, the so-called proof of fund, when you want to apply for your Luxembourg student visa. Of course, I've made several videos about this. The first step is your temporary authorization to stay. Now, but that's not enough. You have to also show the authenticity of your bank statement. Now, recently, one guy reached out to me, one of my subscribers reached out to me that his ATS stands for authorization to stay, ATS. I'm going to use that for simplicity in this video. So he reached out to me that his ATS was denied. And I went through the translated version of the reason for denial. If I could remember, some of the things that was stated there is that number one, that the authority could not verify the authenticity of the bank statement itself. Secondly, he used his mom's account, but there is no proof to show that that money will be available to him. Okay. Thirdly, he also added his employer statement of sponsorship. So now I'm gonna dive into these three key areas that was highlighted in that denial letter. Number one, the onus is on you as the applicant to prove that the statement you are submitting is authentic, is reliable, and the money in that account will be available for you to use in Luxembourg. Submitting simple statement from your bank is not sufficient unfortunately, it's not a sufficient proof to uh, to show the veracity or the reliability, the validity of that statement. So, apart from getting a simple bank statement, this is my opinion. This is my view. I'm not speaking on behalf of any authority. This is my opinion. If your simple statement cannot convince them on the veracity of that statement, I suspect that you have to get something more to back up that statement. For example, you can get a letter from the bank manager or your account officer to support the bank statement. You can even get some kind of affidavit from the court, something legally binding to show that the money in that account is your money, and also that the money will be available for you to use in Luxembourg. Again, simple bank statement from your bank may not be sufficient to convince this caseworker that the statement you are presenting is valid and reliable. Secondly, if you have to use your parents' account, you have to show further evidence that your parents have been sending you money prior to that time. You have to prove that. Because if you just submit your parents' statement of account, there is no link between transaction from your parents to your account prior to that time, then how are they going to be sure that the money in your parents' account will be there for you? So you need to get extra proof to show that certain amount of money is entering your account anywhere from your parents to you for some months before the time you are making your application. I always advise people to use their own account. This is my opinion. Even though you can use your parents' account, but you have to prove that your parents are also sending you money before that time. So how can you prove that? So ideally, I would suggest that you use your own personal statement, your own personal account as a proof of fund if you want to apply for your ATS for Luxembourg. ATS for Luxembourg. Again, like I said before, you have to show beyond just a simple bank statement. You have to prove to the caseworker that the statement you're presenting is valid, is authentic, and reliable. That means just submitting a simple statement of account from your bank may not be enough. You need to get more proof to back up that statement so that you can convince them that actually that statement is yours, the money is there, and there are further proof to back up the simple bank statement. Also, the nature of the statement itself is also important. The nature of the account itself, how it was built. Always do it the right way. Please don't manipulate your account. Don't do anything fraudulent. Take your time, follow the process, and do it rightly. The third thing is that you can use a natural person who lives in Luxembourg for at least a year, if I can remember, or a Luxembourgish citizen as a sponsor. But again, you need to check out what the law says if you want to use such person as a sponsor for your ATS application. Remember, the onus is on you, the applicant, to convince the caseworker that your statement is valid, it's authentic, and is verifiable. Okay? Also, pay attention to currency exchange. Okay? If you are using an account in your local country currency, be very careful because currency can fluctuate. Forex market is very, very volatile these days, especially if you are applying from African countries, for example, from Nigeria. The exchange rate between Naira and Euro or pounds varies every single day. So make sure you have a sufficient fund to make up for any potential difference in currency fluctuation. If it's possible, you should have your statement in foreign currency, maybe in dollars or euro. But if that is not possible, if you have to use a local currency, make sure you make room for any potential differences in currency exchange or forex market. Okay. So, and if you're not very sure, you can actually engage a financial advisor, contact your bank to advise you on the best way to go about it. But my emphasis in this video is not just having the minimum required amount of money as a proof of fund, but the way you present your bank statement is very, very important, because the reason why they deny this guy because of, number one, they could not verify the veracity or the authenticity of his bank statement. Two, he used his employer's letter of sponsorship. Please don't do that. It will not be considered as part of your application. Don't use your employer. This is my view. You can either use your parents, which you have to prove beyond just their statement that they have been sending you money before that time, or you use your personal statement, which you have to also present it in a way that it will show that it is authentic and verifiable, or someone who resides in Luxembourg for at least 1 year, or a Luxembourgish citizen. Among these three options, I will always go with the first one, which is your personal statement. But again, I have to repeat, it is not enough to just present your simple bank statement. You have to go further to prove that those statements are authentic, reliable, and verifiable, which means you have to get something beyond just simple bank statement. Otherwise, they might deny you the visa application, or at this stage, the ATS application. And you know that University of Luxembourg admission cannot be deferred. So you cannot pass through all this stress. You got admission at University of Luxembourg, and then because of bank statement, you are denied your ATS application. So I want you to pay attention to this, so that if you're applying next time, make sure you pay a specific attention to your bank statement and avoid these potential pitfalls that might jeopardize the success of your application. So beyond just the bank statement, you need to get more. You have to get more proof to convince the caseworker that the bank statement is authentic, is reliable, and is credible. Again, the onus is on you to prove that, not on the caseworker. I hope this will help you to prepare much better in your next application. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and you can drop your questions below the comment section. I'll respond to all the questions asked on my channel. Don't forget, you have the power to bend reality and create your own future. What I'm doing here is to help you with the right information through my own rigorous research and personal experience. But it's up to you what you do with the information. Remember, you have the power to bend reality and create your own future. If you believe you can, then you can. I am the Human Investor. Thank you for watching, and God bless you. Really good. I will see you soon. And stay safe out there. Catch ya.